Hello everybody, welcome to another Rick's Picks. Today I'm going to be doing my review of the Steeler and Short-Fuse 2-pack. Now I'm excited about these guys because I really want to have the original 13 figures. We're getting close. We have almost all of them now. I think we're short maybe one or two of them. So it's great to see this pack, but there's some things about it that I kind of wish I would have seen rather than this 2-pack, and we'll get into that in this review. So without any further ado, roll that intro. So here they are in packaging. You got your standard G.I. Joe packaging. So you got G.I. Joe up in the corner, their names. You get this window where you can see both figures, all their accessories, the Joe Star. You got G.I. Joe Classified Series underneath, your choking hazards, age restrictions, and Hasbro. Come around here. You get a picture of both of them together, G.I. Joe, their number. All right. Come around here. You get another picture of the two of them in some sort of jungle setup. No Mobat to be seen. You get a picture of both of their head sculpts, all the blast effects that they come with, and a bunch of legal underneath. All right, you come around here. You have both of their stats, your QR code. All right, up top, you got the Joe Star and their number. And underneath, you got your legal and SKU. So, with all that being said, let's open them up and see what they're about. So first, we're going to look at Steeler. Now, the first thing we're going to do is go through his points of articulation. So the head does move. Got a shoulder joint with a swivel, an elbow joint, and you have a wrist joint. All right, get this other arm up. You do have a joint here underneath the ribs and one at the hips. You have a thigh joint with a swivel. All right, a knee joint, a little bit tight, but it is there. Swivel at the top of the boot and an ankle joint. All right, so now let's get him back down into position here. That foot there. There we go. All right, so now let's look at his finer details. So like always, I like to start with the head sculpt. I do like the head sculpt on him. I think that looks really nice. I love the overall detail to it. And I don't know how well you can see it, but if you look closely at the face, you can almost see a slight 5 o'clock shadow. It's very light on him, but it is there. All right. Boom. And then as you go down his body, you can see the holster for his pistol. And then you have some gear on his legs. And this is attached to his belt. All right. You come around to this side. This could probably be a satchel for tank gear and what have you. Let's bring this arm down so you can look at detail on the arm. You got a zipper here. All right. You got a knife holster. You got the spot for the silencer for his Uzi. Look at this side. You got the spot for his Uzi. And now bring this arm down and back around. So overall, I don't think he's a bad looking figure. So now we're going to look at his different accessories. So first off, he comes with his iconic helmet with the visor. All right. He comes with the Uzi that I mentioned. All right. And there is a silencer or a flash suppressor. I'm not exactly sure what it is. I think it's more of a silencer. All right. Now, the clip don't come out of this. Usually with a lot of these assault rifles, the clips will come out, but this one, it doesn't. All right. It comes with a knife. All right. It comes with a pistol. All right. Now, there's no spot for any blast effects. So you can't use any of the blast effects for this pistol. Right? And he does come with a shovel. All right, and why I got him here, I'm going to show you some of the blast effects. So we got this one here. You got this one. You got your rapid fire. Basically the standard ones that most of your Joe figures do come with. All right, you got your smoking barrel. All right, you have this blast effect. You have this one with the cone. Yeah, oops. This style blast effect. Eventually. Yeah, this one here. And last but not least, you have that one. So now let's see how well all this stuff works with them. So first off, let's get the helmet on them. All right. All right, the helmet works fine. All right, let's put the visor down so you get a good look at them with the visor down. All right, now the visor does have a glass piece to give it a little bit more of a realistic look to it. All right, lift that up. Next, we'll look at the knife and the shovel. Get that knife in there, that works fine. Now the shovel in the other hand. All right. Eventually, there it goes. All right, so you can put those two things on him with no issues. Right, get that knife out of there. Remove the shovel. All right, the shovel don't have a spot on him. The knife goes right here. Just like that. With no issues. All right, matter of fact, you could probably put the shovel maybe in this hole. Nah, that won't work, unfortunately, because the pommel on the shovel is too big. It won't fit through those holes. So, yeah, it looks like you can only put the silencer on there. And speaking of the guns, we'll put the pistol in this hand here. All right, and then the Uzi in this one. Like I said, unfortunately, none of blast effects works with this pistol because of the factor it doesn't have the barrel for it. But you want to use like this one here. Like that. So you can have like that rapid fire look. Or you can always do these combination ones here. So you could do stuff like that as well. Oops, maybe not. All right, so stand on there proper, buddy. So if you want to do an effect like that, and so on. So all the blast effects basically works with this. So if it works with him, it'll, if these ones will work with him, the other effects will work with him as well. All right. So now the Uzi goes in here. Right. Just like that. With no issues. Come around to the back. Put your silencer in here. Even that's a little bit hard to get in there. That knife out of the way. All right, so it is in there. It's hard to get it into that second loop, but it does fit. And last but not least, you got Pistol that sits up here. Boom. And eventually, there we go. And that pistol sits in there. So everything fits well in their cases. I don't have any issues with any of that. So now we're going to look at Short-Fuze. So he has all the same points of articulation as Steeler. So the head moves, shoulder, swivel, elbow, wrist. All right. Joint underneath the ribs, hip joint, thigh, swivel, knee. Ooh, tight knee. Swivel at the top of the boot, and ankle. All right. So boom, there's that. All right. So now let's get into his finer details. So first off, take a look at the head sculpt. I do like that. All right. Around to this side here. He has that like shade look around the side of his head, and then he has that, hairstyle on top. So overall, I do like the head sculpt. He does have this whole setup that is similar to, I believe it's either the cartoon or the actual original figure. He has a radio up here in the corner. He has a belt here, a holster for his gun, some equipment there. Now this boot knife. Let's take a look at this boot knife. This boot knife is a little bit of a pain in the rear. It wants to keep falling down. When I was trying to put him on the stand, the thing kept on falling down. I had to use a screwdriver to push it up. So I may push it up a little bit higher later up on here so it stays, but it wants to fall down. So that's something, I want to let everyone know. So rotate him this way. I like a lot of the colors on him. I like this lighter green with the darker green and then the brown on his belts and stuff. I think that does give him a sense of pop. All right, we'll bring this arm down. You got a patch here. The cuffling is a darker green, and then he has finger cut gloves. All right, come around to the back here. All right, move him forward a little bit. There you go. See all his equipment and stuff on his back a little bit better. All right, he has his gun holster, and like I spoke of earlier, the knife holster. Bring this arm down. All right, and back around to the front. Now he comes with a lot more gear than Steeler did. So he has a helmet, pretty much your standard helmet with a blast shield. All right. He has a backpack to carry the rocket launcher with. All right. Speaking of which, here it is. Now, if I remember right, the original Short-Fuse only came with the launcher. He didn't come with any guns or anything. He was supposed to be, I believe it's called an ordnance soldier, where he just had the rocket launcher. So I'm happy that they gave him more gear other than just this. All right. He has a missile for it. All right. He has this assault rifle here. Okay. He has this one here. Now I'm liking the bandaging work on that. That looks really cool. I think they got this off of it's either Footloose, I think it was, who has the same thing like that. All right, and the clip should come out, which it does. All right. He comes with a knife, a pistol. Now this pistol has room for the blast effects as well. All right. And he also has his iconic glasses. and this, which I believe it's a stand for the rocket launcher. Not exactly sure what that is at this moment. So let's see how well all this stuff works with him. So first, let's put his helmet on. All right, put the blast shield down. All right, so there he is with the helmet. Ooh, all right. No issues with how the helmet looks on there. All right. Next, we're going to do the knife and the pistol. So put the knife in this hand here. Maybe, maybe not. All right. There we go. All right. A little bit tight, but it does work. And now the pistol. So, unlike Steeler, the blast effects will work with his pistol. All right. So, boom. You can have a firing effect from the pistol with no issues. All right. Now, let's lift up the helmet. See if we could get his iconic glasses on him as well. With the helmet on. That's why I waited to after I put the helmet on to put the glasses on. Actually, maybe I might have to do it the other way. Stupid helmet, not cooperating. All right. Well, first, let's look at him with the glasses without the helmet on. Now, there's no pegs or anything that holds them in, so they just sit right behind the ears. And they seem to hold pretty well. So that's pretty cool. Now, let's see how well it works with the helmet on. All right. Because what's happening is, and exactly what I thought would happen with the helmet pushes the glasses down because there's nothing holding them in place. All right. Yeah, I think it's going to be a bit of a nightmare trying to get these glasses on with the helmet. All right, so I had to play around with it a little bit off screen, but it does work. You can get the glasses in there, so if you want him with the glasses and the helmet, it is doable with no issues. Well, some issues, but not a lot. So this goes in the holster here. And the pistol, get that blast effect off, goes right in behind it. All right. So both the pistol and the knife fit in their spots. No issues with that. Next up, let's do his rifles. All right. This hand is a little bit on the tighter side. And there goes the clip for that rifle. Man, his hand does not want to cooperate. It's just like really, really tight. All right. That one in. And then this one here. All right. So you got both rifles now. All right. Let's hook up your blast effects here. Got this blast effect there. And then you got this one here. All right. Eventually. 1, 2. All right, so you got both of these types of blast effects. They both work, no issues. And for the last effect is the smoking barrel, which works as well. Now, you can get that finger into the trigger. You're just going to have to play with it a little bit. For some reason, this hand is a little bit tighter than most of the Joe hands. So, all of this works fine with them. No issues. Get that off of them. Take that off. And of course, want to sling this one over his shoulder. You can with no issues. And then last of but not least is his rocket launcher here. And I was right, this thing actually fits onto the bottom here as a support piece. All right, the missile does fit in there, just like that. So you can have him positioned, if you want, in a bending position to make it look like he is firing it. You take this up and this. There is a handle here that he can hold it with. All right, let's really open up this hand. This is kind of annoying. There we go. So if you want him to hold it with that hand, he can. All right, now let's see how well this backpack piece works. All right, so let's spin him around to the back here. Move this down. Slide this on here like this. All right. All right, so that slides on there like that. This disc piece fits on here like this. Okay, so that actually fits really nicely in that case. I don't have any issues with any of that. Okay, so let's get into my final thoughts with these guys. So first off, all their joints work fine. I didn't have any issues with the joints. Knees were a little bit tight. Nothing that a little bit of heat cannot fix, so I don't have any issues with that. All their accessories fit well with them. I have no issues with any of their accessories. This hand is a little bit tight, but nothing major. It just makes it a little bit harder to get the finger in the trigger. All right. And the glasses are a little bit hard to get on with the helmet on. But if you work it for a little bit, you will get the glasses in there. So that's not a major issue either. I do like the overall look to these figures. I think they're great looking figures. I like the overall look. It mixes the original look with a newer style look as well, an updated version of them. So I do like the overall look to them. So would I recommend these figures? Yes, I would. There's a couple of things I really do like. Like I do like that they actually gave him a backpack here that he could put the rocket launcher on. I think that's really cool. It makes sense with this character that they added that, and also gave him a couple extra weapons. Because if I remember right, the original figure didn't have any guns, knives, or what have you. He just had the rocket launcher. So I like that they added all that extra stuff to him. The one disappointment I do have with this set is his pistol, that there isn't a hole for the blast effects. If you're going to give these figures blast effects, I feel like all the weapons should be able to use the blast effects. So that was probably my biggest disappointment with this set. So overall, I like this set. The only other issue I have with this, and this is a personal thing, this has nothing to do with the set, this is more me being kind of aggravated with Hasbro, is that Steeler does not come with the Mobat. That really grinds my gears because of the factor he should. The original figure came with the Mobat. I feel like this figure should come with the Mobat. There is no reason why he shouldn't. And unfortunately, I don't feel like we're getting a Mobat anytime soon, if ever. Because there's so far as I'm aware, there's only 2 Joe figures other than him that were supposed to come with vehicles, didn't come with vehicles, and we haven't seen those vehicles since. And that would be CoverGirl. She's supposed to come with the Wolverine. She came out years ago, and well, we still don't have one. The same with Copperhead. He is supposed to come with the his boat, the water moccasin. Yes, Copperhead is supposed to have the water moccasin, and he didn't come with that either. And he doesn't have his Mobat. But I hate to say it, that's going to be a loss for Hasbro because I already found people who made 3D prints of those. So now I do have a Wolverine. I do have the water moccasin, and I'm already talking to a friend to make up the Mobat for me. So those are 3 vehicles I'm not going to be buying from Hasbro because they didn't make them. And I hate to say it, I'm probably feeling like they're never going to. Maybe at some point they may do the Mobat, but by that time it'd be too late. I'll already have one. And if I do get that 3D printed up, I will be doing a video on that as well. So with that being said, the next thing I want to do is give a shout out to everybody who supports this channel. There's a lot of good people who support this channel. So first on that list is Byron Bassett and his alter ego, Humongous. He does a lot for the channel, and he's a big supporter of it. He has his own YouTube channel and show that he does every Sunday. So go ahead and check out his link down in the description. Next on that list is Action Figure Geeks. They're a Reddit channel that I'm part of. They're also a big supporter of this channel. Excuse me. And also now, I want to give a big shout out to Joe Godding, I believe his last name is pronounced. He's a good friend of mine. He's a big supporter of the channel. He just opened up his own channel. So go ahead and check that out. The information for that is in the description. And last but not least, the most important people, all of you. Everybody who supports the channel, everybody who likes, shares, subscribes, watches, become members. You are all very much appreciated. I appreciate every single last one of you. And this channel wouldn't be what it is today without all of your support. So I say thank you very much. And I also ask that you check out my G.I. Joe playlist and also my membership program. Plus hit that like, share, and subscribe. They're all small clicks for you, but it really helps this channel grow. So until the next one, late.